So today we are making my son's favorite, one of his favorite meal is also comfort food. It's just noodles. It's really cold tonight. I think they say the wind chill is down to 0 to 10 in the morning. Tonight we're dropping down in the low 20s Fahrenheit. So that is roughly negative 10, 5 Celsius, something like that. Anyway, so we are making noodles tonight. The udon will have only a couple parts. It's very, very simple. We have udon, we have deli ham, and some veggies for myself. And then because my son don't eat veggies. Now see, here's the trick. The trick is the soup base will only be good when the meat and the veggies all go together. But my son don't eat veggies, so what do? I will show you guys next. So we have the famous bulletproof wok again. And then so you fill it up with water. So now, here's a lot of people have the question. So, some people will say 2 cups of water, 3 cups of water. It really depends on the wok to me. So therefore, my wok is in a certain size. So I usually fill it up to at least half to a little bit more than half, like 2/3 of it, like around that much, especially when you want to cook noodles. Same thing with pasta. You cannot have more water, so it'll be like around that much. And then we'll boil that water here. And then after it's boiled, then I will show what do we do next. You can stop. So as far as udon go, now I'm very particular about the udon. The good udon are the frozen one. Never ever buy the room temperature one, and never ever buy the one that is in, looks like vacuum packed, but put it in the fridge, just the cold section, like, the 4-degree fridge section. No, buy the frozen one. Frozen one. They are more expensive, but it's worth it. Usually, so the one that here in the States are usually 5 blocks, and they come in blocks like this.
It's a brick.
It's a brick. Don't buy the room temperature or just the refrigerator one. Buy the frozen one. And the frozen one, there are different brands. To me, I'm not an udon expert, so therefore they all taste the same to me. But the refrigerated one and the frozen one and the room temperature one has a definite difference. Don't buy those. Buy this. Buy the frozen one.
It seems like you're sponsoring something.
And I'm not sponsoring anything. Okay? That in our channel, we don't get any sponsorship. The whole purpose of this channel is one day when my son grows up, he can watch this video and learn how to cook.
The person who's recording this is his son.
Yes, and also I think there's great activities for us to do together. And also, I would like for a lot of the young people, early college students and high school students, college students, fresh college grad, and I found a lot of people having cooking problems. They don't know, they have a lot of ideas, however, it always ends up in a very messy kitchen, or the fridge is ending up with a lot of expired food. So our channel here is trying to help people also to have an efficient kitchen where you come home in 30 minutes, we have food on the table, and your fridge will always be organized like ours. You can come to our fridge. Right now it's a little empty because I just pulled out a bunch of food. But look at our frozen section. Always very organized.
And for some reason we have a hamburger patty in there.
Yes. Very organized in that way. Alright, so that is that. Okay,
Let's start boiling.
So water is boiled very nicely. And then, so it was a high, right? For cooking noodles, we don't really need a lot of high heat because it may overboil and then the whole thing pops up and then you have a messy, really messy stove. That happened to me a lot when I was first cooking. So medium heat is good. The bubbly will be like this. Not a lot of bubble, not I like to use the chicken flavor powdered bouillon or something. I don't even know. I don't think it's English. Like this. For a big pot like this, you don't need to add a lot. A lot will get you thirsty. You just need to add around that much. If you like a little bit stronger, just a tad more is good. You don't need to add a lot, like that.
And you're adding way more.
No. Just around that much, and then you need a lot, some salt. Just a little bit, just a tad is good because we're Asian family, so therefore we always have some soy sauce. And then you add a ring of soy sauce, maybe two. The color, you will see the color change. That's good. You don't have to add too much because the flavor will come in from the ham, a little bit from the veggies, and all that will come in. You don't have to add a bunch of stuff. And also, if it's too salty, like right now, if you really take a spoon taste, you don't really taste a lot of things. That is good. Just barely some taste because after it cools down, the flavor comes out a lot more stronger. And
we have our udon bricks.
Yep. So usually one brick is per person. I eat a little bit more, so therefore I prep 3. And then now here's the thing. So you're cooking udon, right? Medium heat. You don't close it all the way. Always leave a little crack. So therefore, when it's all boiling, you don't want it to be, overboiled and all bubbly and then the whole thing spilled out. It does happen a lot when you cook noodles. For cooking noodles, now there are different ways. A lot of people for udon or not doesn't have to be udon. For any especially Asian noodles, you need to chill it. Udon is one of the few exceptions that I don't chill. For a lot of other noodles, I do chill them. But udon, if you do it right, you can feel how hard or soft it is. And then, before it goes too soft, you throw in the ham, you throw in the veggies, and then it's done. It will be just right. And it's one of my son's favorite food, and it's really cold. It's really great comfort food. So right now it's been cooking for a couple minutes. My son and I were goofing around for a little bit, and then you want to come back to the noodles. Now since those are frozen udon, so therefore coming into hot raw water, everything is defrost. You want to stir it a little bit, and then you can really go to goof around for a little more longer until it boils. So after maybe a couple more minutes, maybe we're talking about 5 to 7 minutes ish, and then you will see it boils like that. When you move the noodles around here, the feel of your hand is as real as it gets. The feel of your hand, when you use chopsticks or fork, you can feel how soft the noodles is. Okay, so right now I can feel that it is softish, but not soft all the way, which is okay. So therefore now here is a parents and son sacrifice. So my son don't eat veggies. The soup is not going to be the best until the meat and the veggies goes in. So therefore what I'm going to do is when the noodles is perfect, I will pick it out and then put it in my son's bowl. And then I will cook everything else and then dump it on. And then my noodles will be actually extra soft, a little bit soft on the softer side. And then, although my bowl is not perfect, but my son's bowl will be perfect. Are we going? Oh, okay. So right now you can see also, one way you can tell if the noodles are ready is your soup. The color of your soup turned a little bit hazy. Hazy? Is it hasty or hazy?
Hazy.
It's a little bit hazy. It's because the noodles, part of the carbohydrates or the flour of the noodles actually go into the soup. So that is also why you always need a lot of water to start, because when the flour goes into the water, everything turns a little bit creamy or so. So here is my not so awesome skill that I pick out the part for my son to eat first, because I think these are perfectly tender. And my son eats around that much. And oh, by the way, bowls wise, I personally like to use the this is a 1-quart bowl. This is a 2-quart serving bowl. I think they're perfect for making noodles. I'm gonna wash my hands real fast. So I really like them. And then today I don't have any garnishes. Actually, for these noodles, if you have green onions, cilantros, fresh, throw it in at the very end. It will be perfect. But today I don't have it because actually I think I ate them all last time. So my son can have 2 to 3 pieces of ham maybe. And then so for my bowl, it doesn't really matter, right? I can go a little bit extra soft, that's okay. I'll do 3 pieces of ham. And then for these bags, you don't want any air to be in there, so it's all like that. Now, deli ham that you do sandwiches with, so I usually like mine to be cut a little bit thicker than usual. Because I don't actually make sandwiches out of deli ham. I usually do them for other cooking purposes. But because they're cooked already, you don't want to overcook them. So you just want them to be in the hot water for a little bit. The flavor comes out. We're good. And then, do you want 2 or 3 pieces of ham today?
2.
2 it is. Okay.
Oh my god, this angle makes the noodles look shiny.
Yep, and now this is pre-prep veggie. I will have another video on how to prep the veggie. So when I come home, I don't actually need to do a lot of prepping. You never see me do a lot of prepping because for one time I prep quite a bit. That's about all the veggies I'm gonna eat, and then you can keep it a little bit like this. Veggies boils really fast. Veggies we're talking about 1 to 2 minutes once it boils. It's good. Like right now it wasn't bubbly, it wasn't boiling, right? Once you cover it up and then you start see coming out, it's good. It's ready to go. So this meal is 5 minutes away. Are we on? Mm-hmm. So you can tell now. You can actually hear it. If you hear it closely, it's all bubbly. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it is if you're cooking. And then you can see a little steam coming out sometimes. You can also smell all the flavors too. When this flavor starts smelling it, that's the time. Then you can turn everything off. All the flavor, the veggies, the ham, and everything is in. Now, so here's the part where I grab a little ladle spoon, and then this is the soup my son is going to get. And he is very picky, so I have to be very careful to make sure there is no scraps of veggies in. If there are any, good luck to him.
That just sounds mean.
You know what? Veggie is good for you. One day you might want to eat a lot. So I'm also, for all the cooking, I will include all the veggies. One day when you want to eat veggies, you know how to cook them. You don't really need a lot of soup. I usually like mine to be just covering the noodles. That's good. And maybe a little bit more. Now, his bowl is not as pretty as mine.
I wouldn't say any of the bowls are pretty.
Huh?
I wouldn't say any of the bowls are pretty.
No, they are pretty. My bowl is super pretty.
Why is it pretty?
Because I have veggies.
That doesn't even make sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It doesn't.
Now, so this is my bowl. Of course, this is a very big pot here. So therefore, usually what I do, now for the ease of everything, I drain out some of the extra soup.
That's louder than pot.
You don't really need a lot. The amount of soup, just when you think, oh my god, I have no more soup left, trust me, you still have soup left. And then the whole thing will go into the bowl very, very nicely. And also, one way you can tell if the veggies are done or not is this was white. Now it is not white more, it is a little bit more translucent. It's done. Don't overcook the veggies or they'll be mushy. I personally don't like overcooked veggies. And then if you really care about presentation, you can, do this. My ham is a little bit overcooked. Yes, that's my sacrifice to my son. He can have pretty ham. I have more overcooked ham. But
Honestly, the ham looks the same to me.
But the soup will be more flavor. So that is my sacrifice. All right, we're done. Dinner is served, and this is the final